Alright, I'm here. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, greetings. Aangenaam kennis and all that. We are live. Yeah, we're still live. And we've been flipping live since, well, I've been live since 5. The channel's been live, which was flipping, what, 5 hours ago? Yeah. The channel's been alive since 3. I'm going to be live till midnight. So we've got a long night ahead. So people, I need you guys to keep me company because I'm going to fall asleep here. So we need to finish off. And I've had a bad day with that whole YouTube thing. We would have had probably like a record breaker watch along as Wallabies win a penalty. That's a huge scrum, by the way. What was going to be a really big stream for us, you know, stupidly taken down without any justification whatsoever, so which has really pissed me off. So I've actually had a pretty bad day. So what I'm saying is that let's just try and make this fun, like keep me company here. Let's watch hopefully some good rugby. Wallabies against France, James Slipper versus Antoine Dupont, and you know, the French favourites, and the team we're playing next week. So a lot to read into this game. Yeah. Last push. I'm gonna say I've got there's a poll running in the comments, stuff like that. Let's go through the team, shall we? But first of all, a big shout out to BetCoza and ExpressVPN who are powering the stream. Big shout out to them for you know, really backing the channel and getting involved and stuff like that. As Australia are looking to take the 3-3 Bernard Foley, must be nice to have a person that knows how to kick. I wouldn't know what that feels like, but yeah, boy. Hey, my Twitter is taking off here. So yeah, so Australia open the scoring, and let's have a look at the two teams, shall we? So if we look at the home side, we have got Cyril Bailly, Julian Marchand, Unia Antonio, Cameron Waukee, Thibaut Flement, Anthony Gelange, Charles Olivon, and Gregory Eldred as the pack. Restart goes straight into... Oh, it was a bit of a fumble there. I think it was from Nick Frost, rather. We've then got Anton Dupont next to Romain Intermac. We've not played a lot of rugby. You've got Yoram Mofana, Jonathan Dainty, Gail Fiku, Damien Pinot, and Thomas Ramos as the front back line. Speaking of... Thomas Ramos. It's a nice carry from him. There goes Antonio. He's a big boy, eh? He's a large unit. Speaking of large units, there goes Cyril Bailly. The speed of this French player. Gael Fiku, one of my favourite players at the moment. And it's also wild that France have got a number 9 as a ball carrier. Oh, but it has been ripped illegally. Penalty for France. This could be 3-3. And then off the bench, it is Pito Mavaka, Danny Priso, Sipili, Felatia, Romain Tarfifania. Is that a yellow card? No, I was about to say I saw a flashy yellow. Matis Lebel, Sekou Masalo, Maxime Luchu, and Mathieu Jalabert. Then for the Australians, we've got James Slipper, Dave Parecki, Tanita Tupou in the front row, Nick Frost, Cameron Neville in the second row, Jed Holloway, Michael Hooper, Rob Valentini. It is an unchanged loose trio. Nick White comes into the side, partners Bernard Foley, Tom Wright, Andrew Kellaway, and Jock Campbell, the back three. Lalakai, Faketi, and Len Ikatau, your two centres. Off the bench for Australia, Falau Fainga, Matt Gibbon, Tom Robertson, Will Skelton into the squad this week, into the 23 as well. Pete Samu, Jake Gordon, Hunter Basami, and Reese Hodge. And breathe. But yeah, last stream of the day. I'm not gonna let the bot game get me in a bad mood, chaps. Like, I've had a bad day beyond the bot game, because that bot game would have been a flippin' epic stream, and then the video got removed, and we know where we are. So I am not going to get too upset about the game, because if I do, what's the point? I can't change it, unfortunately. And it's gonna put me out for the rest of the weekend. And I actually kind of like almost want to enjoy my weekend. I've actually got a free Sunday tomorrow. I'm supposed to be playing cricket, not playing cricket anymore. So I've actually got a bit of time on my hands. Just watch this YOLO. That makes sense. But anyway, France have replied. 3-3 is the score after 6 minutes. So let's hope that this produces a good game, because very hacked if it doesn't, and I have to sit here watching a crap game of rugby up until midnight. That's a bad restart from France. Australia have won it back, but I think it was a knock-on from Australia there. Right, so we saw a big scrum from Australia early on. It's a much better platform. Goes to Intermac. Intermac does pump the ball downfield. And it is Kellaway underneath it. Lifts it high in the air. I think Jock Campbell's after it. Yeah, it is Jock Campbell. Just the second game. Right, look into the comments. Albert Villingen is here. My man keeps me busy company all the time. Appreciate your work. Spirit as well, saying, do you think Neville could be on the bench next weekend? I don't know what we do, but we need to find a goal kicker, chaps. I don't know what happens. I don't know if Francois Herbert starts slotting them, but we've got to find someone who can operate in the high 80s at the end of the day, because we just can't miss the kicks we missed today. We can't not take 3 points because we just don't have a kicker. Right, so well contested, but Ikatar comes away with that. Nick White going to no, it's not Fouquetti, it's Parecki, but it's a penalty for France. And who else but Gregory Aldrich? What a player. What a player. Right, so another penalty for France, and they will be lining it up. Was that Ramos? That's a long way, Jeff. He's got plenty on that. 6 points to 3. Now, that is a goal kicker, and that is a warning. I think that's probably the biggest thing, is also like when you've got a really good goal kicker and you sit there, yeah, Galtier with those glasses kills me every single time. Also, Stade de France, like Millennium Stadium, bucket list, and those stuff, all for like old school vibes thing, but Stade de France just looks fun. Like, it looks like I should drop cheap drugs and then just go and jail there. Full disclosure, I don't do drugs. But I'm just saying, it's kind of the vibe. And plus, win in France, might as well. We need back. To be fair, Jesse Creel today didn't do anything wrong. And that's out in the full. Jock Campbell saying, yeah, off you go. But, I mean, obviously we miss but I don't, yeah, I mean, I thought that Jesse Creel probably had his best game in a long time today. Just defensively, very, very good. I would say Liebach can't do worse than today. Not a bad shot. Pitches I love France Rugby. They are favourites to win the World Cup. It's late. My typing is failing me. Mate, you have no idea. I would say I noticed Liebach and Colby don't really take their time when lining up a kick. Jazz, we need Elton Yankees back. That's what I sort of watched today and thought, you need that goal kicker back. You need that trusty left boot. Nick White goes on the inside to Jed Holloway. This is a very high-paced game. If we continue like this, I'll enjoy it. Oh, Foley was almost a great offload. It has been knocked on, though, so we will go back and have a scrum. Nice idea there from Bernard Foley. So we will be giving away some free bets. We've been giving away a lot of free bets. It's been very cool. I very much enjoy how many free bets we've been giving. So if you guys would like to win a free bet, people, I will put the link in the description. Go and give your predictions. Get yourself some free bets. I mean, it's free. Like, why wouldn't you want free shit at the end of the day? So, oh, if that offload went to hand, it would have been very interesting. That's penalty for a tackle off the ball against Michael Hooper. I think it's a bit harsh, but fair enough. So this could be 6-6. So yeah, basically go and predict the score over there, and you can win yourself some free bets. And as I said, it's free. So just go there, you give me your score, and then we'll give away free bets throughout the match, as well as the nearest prediction will win a 200 Rand free bet, as Bernard Foley does level things, sailing straight through the middle of the of the, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. And France do counter-ruck there and win possession. Here we go. France have got numbers. The cross cut comes in. And Bernard Foley. Is it Bernard Foley? Or was Jock Campbell? I think it's Jock Campbell. Has been bundled into touch. Really good work there from France. Winning the turnover. And then, dude, let the ball go. It's not your line out. I never understand people that do that. Alright, so we'll be a France line out. Really good kicking behind there. So I think Hooper runs into him. Yeah, no, literally. So Hooper runs into him and then says, sweet, took me out, Mr. Ref. It's a good take at the top there. It's a really good counter shot so far from Australia. Up for this. Again, well, actually, I think both teams are up for this. This is a cool blue as well from France. I need to get myself a French jersey. Dante goes to Nintimac. That's a good pass out wide. Ramos is stepping inside. Iketal is good enough for the tackle. Dupont searching. Pass to Fiku. Fiku gets the offload away. To Walkie there. So by now, oh, this is good. This is good continuity. Greg Aldred. That's very, very well done. Whoever that was. The momentum was impressive there. Now Watchalong. Oh, he goes again and he scored. Well, there we go. It was coming. It was coming. The momentum was very much there with France. A couple of very good carries. I thought Aldred was going to go over, to be honest. But it is Anthony Watchalong who goes over. First try of the game comes in 15 minutes. Look at that atmosphere. That looks absolutely epic. Slaver says, a win against France, England with the weekend squad, I rate our tour would still be a success. Very interesting what happens in this game. Never thought I'd say this, but I want Oz to win. It says, okay, to be fair, the Box only lost by 3 points after playing, so Kaka no fly, and it's really not that bad. Yeah, I mean, I think that's also, I mean, there were definitely positives. Like, and I think that, I think you're lying to yourself if they weren't. I thought that, again, I thought Jesse Creel played very well. I thought that Peter Steph-Toy looked a lot better. I thought defensively for a lot of the game, we did look pretty solid. I like to see that rush defense was sort of something to come back. There are lots of concerns. Maul is useless, to be perfectly honest. Like, literally, there is no use to it. Not useless as a bad. It's literally pointless. You literally might as well not Maul. You might as well get the line and just say, here's the ball, because we're not going to do anything with it. But I thought that Faf de Klerk looked a lot better when he came on. I think he starts next week. I think it's a double movement here, by the way, so the try is not going to stand. Boo! Right, Gregory Aldridge is up on his running. It's a good carry from him. France up to the 22 now. It's a good carry. This loose trio is really good. I mean, Charles Olivon, Anthony Jalange, Gregory Aldridge. For Woki, he's a nice player as well. Very athletic for a lock. Sorbai, not a small man, that man. Now Dante. This French team is so good. It's just so good. Oh, they'll chip over the top from DuPont. Ramos is there. Oh, what play? I think it's Kellaway. No, it's Bernard Foley. Guys, I'm actually gonna have to start. This is well, Australia running out here. Tom Wright's got the. Oh, look at the burners go inside ball to Jock Campbell. Inside ball. He's gonna go all the way. Is he gonna go all the way? No, he's gonna go all the way. Well, Lalakai Foketi has just finished what could be one of the tries of the year. That is, I mean, this is all from Bernard Foley. This touch there. Bang, bang, bang. And then Jock Cam, I mean, the pace from Wright was really impressive. The inside ball, the support play. Yeah, I thought Intermac was going to make that tackle. He probably should have made that tackle. But what a try. What an absolute try. I mean, goodness me. I mean, as much as we don't like the Australians, you got to give credit. That's a flipping corker. And this is my problem, because as much as I don't like Australia, I'm going to have to come to terms with the fact that I really like Bernard Foley as a player. It's a problem. It is a problem. Cheers. And Foley does split the polls. So Australia go up to 13-6. It's a fantastic try. It must be said, that's a great try. For me, it's that touch from Foley. It's so calm. I mean, they stripped ahead. You're on your 5 meter. You mess that up, and they score. And what did you do? Just jumps up, grabs it, pops it over the top to a fair player. Touch. It's a good restart. Go straight to right. It's a good exit. It's a good exit from Australia. Well played. Right, see a couple of comments coming in here. Kuba saying, what mean the box is my first team, the French my second team? I'm staying with you. Albert saying, Ireland Scrum is probably the best after the box. That's probably why I didn't have dominance. Yeah, the problem is I don't think we've had dominance against anyone. I reckon Japan would stop our more. All jumping on the try brigade. So he's saying, call me Mystic Matt, Albert 2. Who are France losing right now? How? How are France losing right now? Because Australia just caught a worldie of a try. Anyway, so Aussie to win here, and then what? Only South let the Southern Hemisphere down. Well, Argentina have got to play tomorrow. I'd be very surprised if they beat England. But Fiji lost. Samoa lost. So, yeah, technically it's only actually New Zealand have won. They're the only Northern Hemisphere side who... Wales is the only Northern Hemisphere side who lost today so far. Argentina, France will be the second. I think my biggest takeaway, I think I knew this was going to be a bad day after I saw a Nicky Smith dummy. Like, once I saw Honestly, if you saw that dummy and Nicky Smith going, I just should have known. I should have stopped right there and there. I should have said, right, guys, nothing good comes after this. Look at that atmosphere, by the way. All the flags going. Deep kick in there. Ramos. Bernard Foley kicks it high in the air. He's going to chase his own kick. Ramos is there. Gets it away to Gregory Eldred. I like Eldred. I really do. I like a lot of these French players. But particularly Eldred. Dupont lifts it high in the air. Who's chasing up? I think it's Chalonge. Sorry, I mean it's Charles Ulivan. Ulivan. Now it's Topo into starting lineup because of the injury to Alatoa. Now here we go. Bernard Foley, long pass over the top. To Vigeti, kicks the ball inside. Intermac coming off the line. Long pass out to his fullback, which is Ramos. Launches a low kick into the hands of, I think it's Andrew Kellaway. Ramos picks it up. Mafana now brought down the right up towards the touchline. Good rucking there coming from France. Fiku at scrum half. Gregory Eldred. Imagine watching France next year at the World Cup. I mean, that will be epic. Right, Kellaway finding a bit of space. Kellaway. Dupont makes the tackle, gets the offload away. Gets a good pick up from White. That's a great pass. Fiketi finding himself under the wing. I think it was Jed Holloway that was there with him. Nick Frost. Bernard Foley, a penalty advantage for Australia. Tupou. Oh, that's a big hit. Oh, my living. That doesn't happen often. Antonio, I'm not sure who was with them, but that's a huge hit on Tupou. Goodness me. Do you guys want a new coach? I'll give you Ian Foster for a really good rate. No, I don't want Ian Foster. You can keep him. I'll take Andy Farrell. Or Fabian. I think it's about the only coach I'll probably take. I don't want Dave Rennie. Don't want Checker. I used to really like Townsend, old Gregor, but I think Jerry's a little bit out. Don't want Wayne. Don't want Eddie. Yeah, Fabian or Andy. Well, it's not really hard, is it? Number 1 and 2 in the world. Those are the coaches I'd want. So you're saying, do you rate the sentiment of Northern Hemisphere rugby being the standard rate? Is it true? The results so far do seem to suggest so. The World Cup next year will give a definitive answer there. I think that they have improved a lot, but I also think the Northern Hemisphere sides have got a very good habit of peaking before the World Cup. So we will see in the World Cup. I do think France and Ireland are the real deal. I think that's about it, to be fair, though. I mean, Wales were appalling today. Scotland made a meal of Fiji and lost to Australia. We'll see what England are like tomorrow, but I think Italy are on the up. I'm enjoying the rise of Italy. I think it's quite cool. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really Ireland and France, and we'll see what England can do. England are just so inconsistent. England have got the players to be one of the best in the world, but they've just got that crap performance in them. Anyway, Bernard Foley is going to kick here. Keep the scoreboard ticking. And he misses. Foley, welcome to the Springbok Club. Standard miss there. If you play in Springbok colours, that's not a good kick from Bernard Foley at all. The restart goes towards the right-hand side. Foley, who's just missed it, launched into the air. Dupont finds the hands of, I think it's right, comes inside to Jock Campbell. Looks in the air and DuPont's underneath it. Intermax underneath it, rather. Up, off to Charles Olivan. Now DuPont. Finding a bit of space and then launching towards the right-hand side. Tom right there. Tom Wright's finding a bit of space down the right-hand side. But Ramos is well placed. Goes down to the left, straight down the throat of Bernard Foley. Bit of a ping-pong battle here. Bernard Foley puts it in the air. This will be a bit more contestable. This will bring the game into play. It's a good tackle from Nick White on Thomas Ramos. And that's number 22 that's on, by the way. So, Hunter Basami's on. I don't know who's off, though. Let me find out. Hunter, why are you on? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? I mean, the commentary on Rugby Pass is Australia decided to make a substitution with Hunter Basami getting some game time. I mean, one assumes that Fekete is injured, given how he started this game. So I'm not sure. I'd say getting some game time is the best sort of way to phrase it when the guy's being replaced for an injury. Anyway, we marked that. So Remain Intermac did mark it. Remain Intermac looks like somebody that shouldn't be a good rugby player. Do I like if I saw him on a football field, I'd be like, yeah, he doesn't look like a rugby player, does he? And he certainly shouldn't be as good as he is. Right, will we start with the scrum? Yes. Sorry, I'm just trying to check on a few things, make sure all the videos I published earlier are like actually working. Because the way we're having, I mean, it's probably not. I'm probably gonna have technical issues here. Do. Now it's gone down. You're gonna have a reset, yeah. Right, people. The Springbok press conference is about to be added to the channel. If you guys want to go and check that out, that will be up very shortly. Makes me very excited when there's just a scrum happening. Calm down, commentator. Right, DuPont goes on a little run himself. Brings in. Well, he tried to bring in. Tried to bring in Penna, but they lost 4. But they still have possession here, France. Fiku, long pass out for Farnick back inside. Good continuity for France. Pinot goes to Julien Marchand. Good player, that. Oh, that's almost a really great break. France to the 22. Penalty advantage here against Nick White. Still going here off France. And now Chocolate Paper's getting involved, but only busy running dummy lines for France. I mean, come on, Yako. Good offload here. Dupont gives it to Marchand. He was not expecting that. We will go back for the penalty, though. We have a break here. We'll get a penalty for France when we do resume. So I just want to get this press conference sorted. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. So we are taking the points here off France. That's another good kick from Thomas Ramos. So France closed the deficit. It will be 13 points to 9. France looking very deadly on attack. Right, Dupont, it's a good clearance there from the scrum half. It's a good exit from France. A good exit. I don't know why it's something I shouldn't be excited about, but I do. I really enjoy a good exit. Albert says Lewis has metal shoulders now, so do you think it's a bad injury? I don't know, actually. Kirsten probably a good backup on bench if Master starts. Any idea why Rasta doesn't get any international appointments by RB? Him and Yako are probably our best for SR8. I reckon Amy Barteron's probably a I reckon Amy Barteron is probably our best referee, to be honest. I really rate her. Right, France getting a little bit of go forward ball there. Julien Marchand has a penalty advantage here. Gee, Aldred's so good. Just a little inside outside there. Dupont goes to Intermac to Fiku. You know, often we see Fiku saying at first receive, well, at second receive at inside center. Such a good player, by the way, Fiku. This is a good continuity here from France. Dupont going to, it's good hands up on Pesero by. Ah, and then Dante just knocking it on. That doesn't look good for Forget. He's got crutches out. Oh, I'm tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's gonna be a long weekend. I'm gonna have to do a live show tomorrow night and just everybody complain about the Springboks as if I picked the team. Nah, it's fine. We got a week now of everybody being miserable, and then we'll be fine. And Australia have defended that brilliantly. They've pushed France out. So it will be the Australian line. It's a really good ball defense on the Australians, who are actually up for this game, to be fair. France are looking good with ball in hand, but Australia are standing firm. Penalty for France. Holding on to the things the call. And it's inside 22, so you'll imagine that this will be 13-12. France doing really well to get themselves in a good position, win penalties, and find some points. It's not too late, people. If you want to get some free bets, guys, I want to give you guys some free bets. Like, the Springboks can't win, at least you can win. And you can win some free bets. Go and do the prediction. I'm going to make it the pin comment now. Go and do the prediction, and I'll give you guys some free bets. How about that? I mean, I'm a nice guy. I'm going to give you guys free stuff. Like, how cool is that? So, but in order to be able to do that, you got to go there, and you got to go and give me a score prediction. So your name's on the list. Once your name's on the list, I can get you guys some free bets. Free bets. Anyone wants a free bet? Going once, going twice, and sold to the man who's hopefully giving me a score prediction. Thomas Ramos lining up his fourth attempt to make it a 1-point game. He's kicked very well so far, so you'd imagine that this wouldn't be much of an issue. Alright, restart goes to the right. It's a 1-point game, though. 2 minutes before half time. And France are clawing their way back into this game with Butte Vias. And Dupont just goes to his left boot just because why not? It's a decent clearance as well, by the way. And that's not. Thought, well, it looked where it went out. I thought it was decent, but it hasn't actually gained that far. But, yeah, Dupont, World Player of the Year. Mr. Fantastic. Valentini. That's the first time I've really seen Rob Valentini carry the ball. That's a good for there. Nick White going to. I think that's Parecki. Inside comes Hunter Pasami on Fuleta Piketty, who looks like he could be out for a while. Big hit there coming from Watchalong, and that's a brilliant turnover. So France turned that over. I think it was Tiba Flamenta when then came out with the ball. So good turnover here as the last 30 seconds of the half does tick down. Ball been taken back, so he can't kick it directly into touch. Goes into the hands of Jock Campbell. What can he do? The youngster in a second match. Gets away from one, brought down by Gregory Eldred. So Australia will have one final attack here, or will they decide we've actually had enough? No, they're looking to run it. Although maybe they should have, because Gale figure, he's at the ball behind. He's still going. Fiku's put it to the boot. And Dupont is, I mean, it's a huge tackle made by Dupont. Is up again. Big counter ruck coming in for France. They're desperate to try and win it. If we're in a penalty, yeah, they can get a. They have turned it over. They're actually right here. And I think they've scored, you know. If I'm an Australian fan, I would be doing my nut. I'll be losing it. I'll be actually catching hands. I'll be smacking people. Australia literally had the ball. One poor pass. It's been caught up by Keofiku. They kicked it ahead. Dupont's made a brilliant tackle. They put in like a huge counter ruck. They've picked up and they've jumped over basically. Huge counter ruck. I mean, it's like half the French team just getting in there. And then bang, Julien Marchand says, while we're here, I'll take a try as well. And France, who have been very good, have basically accumulated a bunch of penalties and grabbed a try, and all of a sudden go 19 points to 13 despite being from behind. Oh, hang on, now what's happening? Yeah, I actually wondered. I'm not convinced there's grounding here, you know. I think they're all going to have a look at the TMO. Nope, they're not. Boo. On some drama. Albert saying Frost and Panic and Clever forcing penalties. Albert's and then saying, just had a thought we should have brought Dion, Kwaka, and Villian sooner against Ireland. Yeah, I think they all played pretty well when they came on. Although Dion Free, I think that one run down the side of like to have brought in heard Yarns in. Draw and pass. But yeah, at halftime, people, France leading Australia 19 points to 13. Have a bit of a break, go get some beverages. I've got my beers all lined up here. We sort of slowly pile through them. I'm gonna accumulate. I'm like a banker. I'm just accumulating the beer intake. So we'll be back in a bit, and we'll give away a free bet as well. Another 100 Rand free bet. Like we've been giving away all day. So in order, if you want to be eligible to get that free bet, you got to give me a prediction though. So you got to go onto that pin comment. You got to give me a prediction, and they'll give you guys a free bet. I mean, it's not hard. But anyway, go get your beverages, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. And we are back. Slight delay there because we had to wait for Renan McGunn to go and drop the ball off. So it broke down a couple of times on the way and had to be serviced. It's still trying to get off the field. Get off the field! Bloody, I mean, really. Right, so we are back. Second half. It remained Intermac with ball in hand. France will be playing left to right. They do have the lead. 19 points to 13 is where it stands at Stade de France. Good take from Nick Frost. Last half of the rugby for the day. What a day it's been. Very up and down day. Very, yeah, I mean, we've seen some very nice rugby. We've seen, that's actually, I mean, yeah, I think the Wales-New Zealand game was pretty good for about 55 minutes. I really enjoyed it. The Ireland versus South Africa game was probably a decent watch, to be fair, because you kind of never knew where it was going to go. This has been quite fun. So, yeah, it's been a long day of rugby. It's been a good day of rugby. Italy put in a phenomenal performance by Samoa. I've only seen a couple of highlights. I'm keen to watch that game tomorrow. Scotland beating Fiji. Then tomorrow we've got Argentina versus England. So, been some decent rugby in the first weekend. And never shy of a bit of controversy. But what are the comments saying here? Who's winning, chat? Yeah, well, it says 19 points to 13 to France. I would say Jaden made some bad choice putting Box under pressure. Evan says the SA intensity failed to be rewarded with points. Really needed to get scoreboard pressure. SA defense, possession, territory is beautiful. Attack and playing people out of natural positions failed. Yeah, I think we had moments today where we were very good. I think the first sort of 25 minutes I was really impressed with us, and the last 25 minutes I thought we played pretty well actually. A bit of a weird party inside, but I just thought that there was a general sloppiness about us, to be honest. I think a couple of handling errors, a couple of bad decisions. Amor was really poor, but there was definitely worse than positives. I think if you don't think there are, then I think you just don't want to see any positives. But what can you do? What can you do? What can you do? We lost. We need to move on. Unfortunately, give the Irish what they want. We got a World Cup. Where's your World Cup? If we're gonna be petty. Anyway, Australia have got a penalty early on, and they're going to take the 3. And Bernard Ferry is probably going to slot this as like a right in front as well. So. And he does slotted, does Bernard Foley. So, let's claw one back. 19.16. This game is very much alive. Who knows which way it's going to go? But I'm actually enjoying it. It's quite nice to have been quite close. The scoreboard's ticking over. There's some good rugby on display. Stade de France is packed. It's a huge stadium. It's a cool stadium. There's a vibe there, folks. It's very vibey. That's a horrible kick restart. And Gregory Aldred comes away with it as France get between two. Dupont sniping, then bringing in Cyril Bay. Dupont on the inside to Ramos, who gives it away to Julian Marchand. I'm so looking forward to that Marchand Mark and Mark's battle next week. It's going to be flipping epic. Dupont popping it up to Waukee. Now to Aldred. Aldred inside ball. It was an intelligent ball to ferment. Now Dupont back to Aldred. Doing a lot of work here as the France number 8. Now Intermac. Good hand. Oh, I was going to say good hands, but they didn't go two hand. So Dante now cleaning up and a lot of pressure, but France do retain possession. To Flement coming in. But Tupou is over that ball. But penalty advantage. Dupont getting the offload there as well. Cyril Baye with the flipping line. Things you'd love to see now. Dupont to Marchand. Oh, that's a big hit from Tupou on Marchand. Doesn't actually make the tackle. It sort of bounces off him and goes down. But that's a huge hit on him. Still penalty advantage here for France. Dupont goes to Intermac. Cross kick coming. That's not a great cross kick, to be honest. There was no chance that Pinot was ever going to get that. So we'll go back to the penalty. It's right in front of the poles. And if I'm France, I'm saying thank you very much. Ramos will take the 3 here. He's kicked very well off the tee. And I think this is a big warning to the box that we don't want to be getting too many penalties away because, yeah, Ramos has kicked very well. I mean, Intermac's a good goal kicker. If he's playing, Jalabert is a very good goal kicker. France have got, like, maybe we can borrow them. Like, maybe, like, we could say, just choose, like, 2, and then can the other guy kick for us, maybe. And then I reckon we've got a good game on our hands next week. That's actually a very good idea. I think I've solved our issues, chaps. We're going to ask France to learn us a goal kicker. As Ramos does send it sailing through the poles. It's a messy restart, and the ball has run out. Oh, jeepers, there's just carnage there. It will be a French line out in the end. They are just outside their 22. It's a good take from Flementer. Brings it down to Aldred. Aldred, long pass to Dupont. Must be nice to just have players that can do that. Wasn't a fun touch, though. It was outside, so... Jock Campbell go himself, getting away from one. Eventually being brought down by the halfway line. Good continuity here. And Nick White trying to win a penalty and not getting it. Doing the standard scrum half thing, but Jacques Paper not rewarding him as Flement goes up. So turnover ball here for France. Dupont goes back to Intermac. Intermac lifts it high in the air. It will be contestable. Penno is after it. But it's a very nice take out the air from Tom Wright. It is available as well for Nick White. Not too much on to Jack Campbell's game himself. Full running of the youngster. I like the confidence. And that could be turnover ball. Yeah, I was about to say it's a penalty for France. Dupont wanted to get the ball. He's thinking about taking it quickly, but not to be. Not to be. I would say Box should advertise job opening for anyone that can kick penalties 80%. I don't think there'll be too many applicants, unfortunately. Will Leebuck start next week for kicking? I don't know. I will have to wait and see. I would say there might be events to 15 and bring in Leebuck. Box very disappointing. First half, too slow ball from the ruck. Yeah, I think we were like almost there. I think it was a case of an almost there performance where there were definitely sections where we were fine, and there were some positives, but there were also a lot. And I think what the frustration is how much we live in the 22 and yet can't find points. Got to start changing that. Right, so Ramos is going to line up another kick here. He's kicked very well. And very long and very accurately. This is just inside the half. It should have no issues. No, it's gone to the left. Put the mockers on him. He is human. Does miss his first one of the evening. Right, Nick White now with ball in hand. Intermat taking the ball into contact there from the restart. Well, the 22. Because there's a restart. Still by now. Look pretty productive despite not having played a lot of rugby. Julian Marchant, very nice players. Marchant, I think I said that Malcolm Marks Marchant battle is gonna tickle my fancy next weekend. Right, Dupont now coming back. Lifts it high in the air, a couple of chases. This is just outside, so it's pretty perfectly placed, and Campbell got up and braced for impact, and he has taken it out very well. Nick White. Got other options, goes back to Bernard Foley. Foley looking for touch. Does find a very good touch finder, but it is taken quickly. As Ramos goes inside to Intermac. Intermac lifts it high in the air. He's going to chase his own kick, but I think it's also Dante. Actually, no, that's a replacement. Mo Farner's coming. I was about to say, I was like, what are you doing there? But there's nobody on the right side. No, they have scrambled a little bit to have France. I think it's Ramos who's back there. Ramos wants to run himself. He sees a bit of space. It's a really good run, but now he's run into a bit of traffic. It's brought down by Cadder and Neville, but there is support. So no harm done. Dupont giving it to Marchant. Marchant to Peno. He's coming to join the line. Now Intermac. And now Fiku dabs it in behind. Probably wasn't the best option, to be perfectly honest. Now Nick White goes to Tupo. Long pass out. I think it's Santa Basami in the midfield there. Kick ahead. Seeing a bit of space. Searching for a 50-22. But Peno does manage to get back inside. Gives the ball to actually Intermac. Intermac, I don't think he's caught that very sweetly, to be honest. I don't think it's going to go miles. It's not the worst clearance from Intermac. Not his best. He'll take it, though. That's a very good steal there from France. And his first throw in for Flafainga is a skew one. It's a big running more as well. They recycle it. It's really good work there. It's flat ball for Aldred. Oh, the hands! The hands! Bringing in Dante and Intermac with the hands again. Ramos. This is the France we know and love to watch. Dupont to Aldred. Does present it. Dupont. Fafano's on. Big counterattack coming in. Dupont under the pressure. Hands off. Gets away from Hooper. Going himself. Looking for options. He's very hard to bring down. It's weird for somebody who's so... he's not massive, but I think it's deceptively large. Greg Aldred doing the hard yards once again. Trying to find a turnover there. Marchand coming away with it and taking it himself. It's available for Dupont back on his feet. Slow ball gives it to Intermac. Intermac launches into the air. That's gone too far, though. And then it will be marked. A mistake there from Intermac. I would say we only lost by 3. If we didn't miss so many penalties, we would have sneaked an ugly win. Simon's saying, to be honest, the loss to Ireland isn't too bad. Maybe now the Willem said fly experiment will end. And Mongilia says, I'm disappointed that Springboks lost the match against Ireland. If we had a proper fly like Mark Liebach and scored at least a few of many kicks, goalpost we missed, we could have won. Yeah, I don't think we were far away from beating Ireland, to be honest. As I said, I don't think it was a performance that raised red flags. Like, massive, like, freak out, oh my goodness, we're in trouble, red flags. I think it just very much answered a few questions. Get a goal kicker. Damien Williams is probably better at 12 or 15. Peter Steph Toy is looking fine. Billy LaRue is still very important to the team. It did answer questions, but like small questions. It wasn't like, oh my goodness, it's a complete melt. Like, for example, if I'm Wales, if I'm Wayne Pivac sitting at home tonight, as France changed the entire front row, protecting them all for next weekend, you can just see it. If I'm Wayne Pivac sitting at home, I'm stressing. I'm sitting there thinking, how the hell do I get this team playing again? Because they were awful. They were all right for about 55 minutes, and then they were awful. So, as I said, I don't think there was a terrible performance. As I said, no massive red flags for me, which is fine. We lost. We do lose. Things happen. I like to not freak out when we lose, because whilst I don't think we played well, I think there were positives, but I don't think we played well. I think we can get a lot better, and have been a lot better. And I don't think it's easy work-ons to get better. I think when there's easy work-ons, when there's a clear sort of cool, we change a couple of these things, and then we're fine. I think you're in a decent space, as opposed to if you're sitting there going, well, the entire 15 was absolutely dreadful. What do we do? You don't want to be in that space, and we're not in that space. That's a good line out. This is a good ball as well. A couple of replacements on the pop. I'm seeing a couple of jerseys. I'm seeing that Tua Fafanua is on. Aldridge lost the ball behind and conceded a penalty. DuPont has stayed down. And this is very kickable for Australia. Will be able to bring themselves within 3 points. Proper test match this, Lots of penalties. Not too many trials. Right, so I'm seeing Falafel Inga. I'm trying to actually find all the replacements. I don't want to miss anybody. So I am seeing Cameron Neville is off. So Will Skelton is on. Fatier is on. The entire French reserve front row is on. And we're pretty much caught up. Cool, so we get to see what Will Skelton can do. Everybody's raving about him not being in the Australia squad after the form he has shown the top 14. So look out for him in jersey number 19. See what he brings. And apart from being like stupidly big. Like, and when I say stupidly big, like I think he's like 140 kg or something. Like it's just disgusting how big he actually is. There he is, an absolute giant of a man. Pick up the man. There he is. It's come loose a bit though. Nick White pops it up, and I think it's Michael Hooper has to do a bit of cleaning up. I think it was actually Jed Holloway. And I say that because there's Hooper doing a bit of rucking. Right, Nick White to Foley. Foley long pass out to Jock Campbell. This has to be a try. It is a try. Jock Campbell take a bow. What a nice pass as well from Foley. Really, really good for him to be able to run on. Jock Campbell, his first start, his second game, his first international try. A bit easy, must be said, but what a pass from Foley. Perfectly weighted for him to run on, and then Jock Campbell just put his head down. He had an option to the right, had an option to the left as well. That's such a nice pass. Into the space as well. Attacking the space, bringing the player in. Remain Intermac, trying to get across. Not good enough to be able to stop him. All of a sudden, Australia within one with a kick to come. Here we go. A bit of drama. Well, still plenty of time to go. 24 minutes left in the game, so a lot can still happen. That's a very good moment. With a kick to come from Bernard Foley, an important kick. This for the lead. Good looking kick. It's a good looking kick. Very nice party straight through the middle. And Australia take the lead. I mean, Australia really are the almost team, aren't they? Like, because, you know, everybody talks about the progression. I mean, flipping Dave Rennie got coach of the year last year, which I don't agree with. Has a win percentage of well less than 50%, I think it is. I think it's like 40%. Remain Intermac does go off, so Mathieu Jalabert is on the park. I don't want to lie to you. Let me find out what his win percentage is. This is according to Wikipedia, so it could be wrong. But it's usually fairly accurate. Decent restart here from Australia. Just need to exit now. Doesn't go if untouched. They did lead to 22, so Penner comes away with it. Look, running very laterally here. Gets the offload away. That's really well done. Now Dante, not a forward pass there. Mafan down the side. But I think we will get back for a forward pass potentially. I thought it looked forward. At the very least, it's gone out. Statistics. Yeah, I mean, his win percentage is 36%. The coach of the year last year has a win percentage of 36%. I'm the only one that, like, just doesn't rate that much. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad coach, but I'm just saying I think he's found very, very overrated his tenure at Australia. And if they lose this game, it's going to get even worse. Oh, Hunter Basami was sorry, Tom Wright sitting about space ahead of him, and Nick White chips to the head. And Ramos is having to retreat. Does launch it downfield. It's a very good kick from him right up against the end, and that's very well kept in. But, oh, hasn't it been kept in? No, it doesn't get kept in. Yeah, he's not arguing either. I think he knows that he made a bit of a mess of that. It was almost brilliantly done by Tom Wright. Yeah, just inside. It's nice giving the line away, but this... Sorry, hang on. Australia taking it quickly. It's not your lineouts, Chief. You know, it is a French lineout anyway, so nice try, chaps. Couple of changes here. It looks like Jake Gordon's coming on the field. Now we've got lines. That's good. That's good. BT Tower HD3G SDR channel 1. So it looks like one of the cameras is down here, or one of the major cables here. So at the moment I'm not looking at any action, which is a bit problematic. So it's a bit difficult for me to tell you what's going on when I can't see what's going on. We're back. Australia do seem to have possession. Don't know how that happened, but they do have possession. Straight down the throat of Ramos, who returns the favor. Now Foley weighing up his options. Goes deep. Sees some space on the right hand side. Jalabert, first touch of the match for him. Almost turned Killaway. He managed to get back well. Back to Jalabert. So a bit of a ping pong battle at the moment. Carlton, the big ball carrier. It's become a loose ball. Yeah, Australia flourishing. Well, panicking a little bit. Now Tom Wright seeing a bit of space. Quickly closing up for him, though. Right, Jake Gordon at the base of the ruck here. DuPont hit by Michael Hooper. If you had to choose right now, Huisson on 15 or Liebach on 10 next week, probably Liebach at 10. I wouldn't touch Huisson. I'm just going to walk on, pull a hamstring, and walk off. I think I'll really Leroux at start next week. If we want to start having real chats, we all saw what he did when he came on. He's very important to our attack, and we have so much more shape when he does play. So we kind of have to, unfortunately, for those that don't like him, suck it up because we are a better team with him in it. Good offload there. Now Jock Campbell, full of confidence, full of running, for scoring his first international try. Jake Gordon goes to the right. Hunter Basami cuts inside. It's a good tackle on him from Geelong. Now Skelton making a few meters. Jake Gordon going to the right to Valentini. Still going as Valentini gets it towards the 10-meter line. Good carry from him. Now back to Skelton. Inside ball to, so there's Jock Campbell there. And James Slipper. We haven't seen much of James Slipper today. Gordon back to Skelton. A little bit isolated there. Penalty advantage though. Go straight over. Now Tupou trying to break through. Good continuity here for Australia. Gordon goes to Tom Wright. Tom Wright delays the pass. And then throws it straight into the hands of, I think it's Jalabert. But we'll go back for the penalty advantage, which is kickable. It is kickable. So, big decision here for Australia. And for me, you've got to go for the points here. It's on the 10-meter line. Bang in front of the poles. Make it a 26-22 game. Yep, Brenner Ferry does call for his kicking team. Wow, Brenner Ferry, it's a pretty big kick this actually, because at the moment it's a 1-point game. And sails straight over the poles. So 26 points, 22. And some more subs coming on the field. Mattis Label comes on. And I see him Lusu comes as well, because it looks like Gail Fiku has left the field. Jake Gordon not looking to find a touch, just looking for distance. Goes straight down the throat of Ramos. Ramos is a little bit isolated, but eventually support does arrive in the forms of Mofana. Upon going the blind side, not much space. It goes back into Gregory Aldred. Aldred gets away from one. Still going as Aldred. It's a very good strong carry from the number 8 there. That's a very nice little bit of footwork there from Falatia. Oh, in the bouncer's favourite there. Peno's there. Long pass out. Comes inside. It's a good first touch there from Matthias Lebel. Now Flement. And penalty advantage here for France. It's looking promising. Has he held on to it? He has held on to it. Danny Priso. Tafa Panoa now brought down. Ball still available there for slow ball here for Dupont. There is penalty advantage here. A couple of penalty advantages actually. Mofana try to get through a gap. Throws out the chicken wing pass to Aldred. Aldred comes back on the inside. And it's holding on there, Mr. Jaco Paper, and go back for the penalty. I would be surprised if we don't see... Okay, no yellow card yet. All right, decision time. Yeah, they are going to go for the corner here. Jalabert with ball in hand. That's a fantastic counter shot from Australia. And if they have penalty advantage, Dupont comes away with it, gets caught in the ball here. Jelance there giving it away to... the ball's gone forward. So we'll go back for a penalty. I reckon Australia could be at risk of getting a card here. Kind of a back-to-back penalty under a lot of pressure here. The 11 minutes to go. I think France looking very good here. I think very likely to score. Aldred on the angle. Brought down by Michael Hooper and the ball's gone loose. The ball's gone loose and Australia looking to run it from their own 22. From their own try line, actually. Wright comes on the inside. That's a big moment in the game. France were on the doorstep, and now Foley. And it's a penalty for offside. So for Australia also get a penalty. That's a huge moment in the game. Hmm. 10 minutes left. I don't think France have lost a game this year, actually. Have they? I don't think so, because they're against Japan in mid-year, so they didn't lose the game there. Almost did. And then they did the Grand Slam. So, yeah, I mean, this could be Australia's first loss of the calendar year. And the biggest thing about France in the second half is that they just it hasn't really, that's a good line out. They've had possession, they've had good phases of play, but they just haven't. It's been a bit like the box sometimes, where they haven't necessarily been. Look, I would say that they haven't really been in the danger zones. Jake Gordon's kick is charged down, and now Valentini's demonstrating why forwards shouldn't kick. Dupont bringing in Pinot. That's a really good run from him. Quick, and Jalanche has lost the ball forward. And a penalty against Australia. I mean, they must be close to the yellow card here. I mean, this is now accumulating a lot. It's a good charge down. And Pinot saw the space and thought, I'm going to have a go here. Gets away from one, gets brought down. All right, so we're having a water break here. So Rams is going to take the 3 points here from the looks of it. 22 points, 26. It will make it a 1-point game, which means if they can get back into Australian territory and win a penalty, they will be able to take the lead with a penalty. But Ramos been near flawless off the tee. That's another good-looking kick. Yep, straight down the middle. It's a 1-point game once again in the last 8 minutes. The important thing is that France will receive the kickoff and have an opportunity to get back themselves back into Australian territory, win another penalty, and then this boot of Ramos has been very, very reliable. They take it quickly, take it short to Australia, but it is well read by France. But turnover ball, the ball's come loose. Jake Gordon's come away with it. So big turnover that. And a penalty advantage. That's a very big. Because now Australia can have the opportunity to take a penalty. Hot on the park as well. Jed Holloway being brought down. Big moment in the game, this. Big moment in the game, this. If Bernard Fleury decides to take this and slots it, then I would say Australia basically A for away. High tackle is the call. Even say I'm not rating the France to win a World Cup based off this match. Yeah, look, I mean every team's got an off day. World Cup's also quite a lot, still far away. I mean, I know it's less than a year, but there's still a lot of rugby before then, eh? Right, big kick this for Reece Hodge. He nails this, and France will have to score a try. Reece Hodge to almost bury it, to almost put Australia in the winning position. I mean, they're already in the... It's a good kick. It's a good kick. Is it coming around? It is. It is. Australia got 29 points. France need a try. Where can they find one? They still go quite deep, though, do France. And Ikitau just sort of tackled himself, really. They have lost safety 22, though, so Reece Hodge just boots this down the middle of the park. Now, Jalabert, what's he going to do? He's got a couple of options. He wants to run it himself. Gets away from one. Almost gets away from the other. Picks up, gets up and goes again. It's a great carry there by Jalabert. Dupont. Sniping. Dante now down the left-hand side. Discipline needed yet from Australia. There are numbers. They go to Damien Pinot up against right. Comes on the inside, gets away from one. He's going to go all the way. He's over. Well, Tom Wright has to have done better, but Damien Pinot has just won the game for France. I mean, it's early, but it looks like he's done it. Australia finally breached. They've held firm the entire half. The entire half. But a moment of magic. His 19th international try. He's just such a... he's X-Factor. I mean, it's a fantastic run by Jalabert to create the momentum. And then there's so much space outside. Jalabert saw it. Long pass out. Pinot goes right. Goes inside. Bang. Puts the afterburners. And Jock Campbell's got to do better as well. I think Wright and Campbell both. I mean, he comes inside of Wright far too easily. And Campbell just gets held off. And it's pity because the youngsters had a really good game. But Pinot... when France looked like they were almost done, has carved out the moment of magic they've needed. Touchline conversion. Not 100%. Oh, it's a great conversion anyway. It doesn't snip to the left. It looked like it was going straight down the middle. It does sneak to the left. So it remains a 1-point game. There was a little bit of significance in that because it meant that Australia would have needed to have scored a try to win. A penalty wouldn't have been enough. But France have got a 1-point lead with 2 minutes, well, 2.5 minutes, 2 hours, 2 minutes and 50. Basically 3 minutes left to go. That's a great kick, by the way. Absolutely brilliant kick. And I think it was Pinot that made it as we are. What can't he do? What can't he do? Brilliant kick right up against the touchline. Caught the favourable bounce. And he's pinned Australia back to inside their own half. So that's a perfect kick from Pinot. Australia do win it, but it's skew. It's skew. It's skew. Well, that's the one thing Falafel could not afford to do, and that was... Right, so with 1.5 minutes to go, France do have a scrum. Right, 1 minute to go. And a reset. That'll play into France's hands as well. Well, 32 seconds left. All they got to really do is recycle this, and France would have won. Dupont almost caught on the ball. Needs a bit of help. It does come. Half the entire Australian pack. Oh, the ball's actually come loose. Rob Valentini has actually turned it over. So there is turnover ball. A bit of a late drama. Nick Frost comes away with it. But Australia still well inside their own half. Pete Samu there to Reece Hodge. Desperate defense now from France. They just don't want to let Australia back into their own half. Matt Gibbon just came on here. Jessup was putting a big shift in there. A long way to go for Australia. Still inside their own half. The time is up. It has gone red. So we are now playing in extra time here. One mistake in Australia. And it's a penalty for France. Look at the celebrations. Well, France have done it. They have done it. It was close. They had to come from behind. Australia can't believe it. But France, who had some very good moments and I think would have been very frustrated with the loss, have managed to escape that loss, and I believe remain undefeated in the calendar year. People, thank you very much for joining me. It has been a very long day and a lot of streams, so thank you very much for the company. We'll be live tomorrow night probably, or potentially, if not Monday. We will obviously have press conferences up. We will have a review of this game up. And yeah, we'll obviously have an entire week of chatting about Springbok Rugby on the back of the loss to Ireland. But in this game, France do triumph, so the Boks will go into Stade de France to try and do what no team has done this year, and that is to go and try and win and beat this side. Thank you very much. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel on the way out. And I'll see you guys all very soon.